Good evening, YouTube. This is the Atheist Chef. If you have been paying attention to YouTube the past day or so, Nephilim Free, that's right, our good friend Nephilim Free has released another video. And this one, well, this was just far too easy. So, without any further ado, let's begin.
Have you ever had an evolutionist tell you, just show me one out-of-place fossil? Because, you know, they say the geologic column is so perfectly organized it matches the evolution theory so well. Well, that's not true. Every living fossil, and there are tens of thousands of them, is an out-of-place fossil. Because they can't have existed unchanged for all these millions of years if random mutation and natural selection are what morphs organisms so that new kinds of life are produced over time.
I have no idea what he's trying to say here. He says if the fossils are out of place, because they couldn't have existed unchanged for millions of years. The fossils couldn't be changed. The animals that left the fossils couldn't have been changed. Why couldn't they have been changed? Why? I mean, that's what we're seeing in the record, is that the animals changed over time. So I honestly feel like this is like me not understanding his sentence structure. So if anybody can please explain this to me, Nephilim, I'm being serious. Like, I don't know what this sentence is trying to say.
So every living fossil, all tens of thousands of them, are all out of place. Now other UPART, that's out of place artifacts.
If you're like me and have never heard the term UPART, the out of place artifacts, that's something that the people that believe in the ancient aliens tend to use for their discoveries. They say, they try to say, oh, this weird thing is here that shouldn't be here. It's probably alien. It's advanced technological life, and it happens a lot. But there's a list on Wiki that I'm going to post here that talks about the things that they have said was like an ancient battery turned out to be a battery from the 20s that was just in a weird rock for one reason or another. Stuff like that. But so no, Nephilim is trying to say that the dinosaur bones are ancient artifacts, but so whatever. I'm just going to go on.
Now, every UPART fossil that has been found, an evolutionist will deny. Here's just one more. Isn't this funny? National Geographic. Dinosaur found in mammal's belly. You see, that can't be if evolution theory is correct. Because, they say that mammals evolved on the planet long after the dinosaurs were gone. They didn't coexist, according to evolutionists.
Wrong. Nice try, Nephilim Free, but once again, you're incorrect. Thing is we actually know that the mammals have coexisted along with dinosaurs during the Mesozoic era. We actually even have fossils, from 165 million years ago of the proto-mammals that existed alongside the dinosaurs.
But in China, they found a fossil of a mammal, and in its belly was a small dinosaur. Probably its last meal before the flood of Noah buried the thing alive.
Should I go into detail about how the creationists have yet to come up with a flood account that matches the geologic column? Should I? No? Okay, I'll just move on.
And it causes them to do this. Rethinking the Mesozoic. Oh, they've got to rethink their theory a little bit.
Dear Nephilim Free, did you not read the article? Did you not assume that the people that were watching this were going to read the article? Well, I'm going to, and it's going to point out how much of a cretin you are. Let's start from the second paragraph. A catastrophe, such as an asteroid collision, is widely believed to have wiped out the supersized dinosaurs and ushered in the age of mammals. Mammals were not thought to have grown much bigger than rats until after the dinosaurs were gone. You see, what this means, Nephilim Free, and as scientists have evidence for, is that the mammals, the tiny little mammals, coexisted with the dinosaurs and were around at the time of the extinction. Moving on. Over the past several years, though, sketchy evidence has emerged that suggests that some mammal species may have grown larger during the dinosaur age. See, this is the part that they're rethinking, because they at once thought all of the animals were tiny, all the mammals were tiny, but now they're realizing, hey, maybe in certain parts of China, they were bigger because the dinosaurs at that area were smaller. See, that's what they're rethinking. They're not rethinking if mammals were there. They already knew that. So you see this little clever ploy that he thought he was pulling by rephrasing the rethinking the Mesozoic. What exactly are they rethinking? By using some wordplay, he was trying to make it sound like, oh yeah, they're rethinking about how the animal, what creatures existed during the Mesozoic era. Not true. So why would you do that? Why would you be so intellectually dishonest as to do that with the fucking article right there? God, man. Did you not think that far?
Well, you know what they'll do. They'll just modify it a little bit and keep on going. Keep pushing that evolution theory because God didn't create anything and you're living a lie.
You do realize, Nephilim Free, that you cretards are about 33% of the Christians out there that do disagree with evolution. About 20% are not for sure, but a majority of Christians out there believe that evolution is a fact, but God isn't responsible for it. He guided it, whatever. But thing is the Christian scientists out there, I think it's Francis Miller, I think that's his name, or Ken Miller, the guy that's Francis for sure. That is, the head of the Human Genome Project that mapped the human DNA. Christian, believed in evolution. And people like Fiona Robertson that have spent more time in the field of evolutionary biology than you have spent in your mother's basement. It's people like Fiona that prove to you fundie fucknuts that you don't know a goddamn thing about science and evolution and have been showing you wrong for years. Do you get that? Doesn't that bother you at all?
If you don't believe naturalism, evolutionism, determinism, materialism, moral relativism are all to truth. Isn't it so funny?
Nephilim, you realize that not all atheists go for materialism, determinism, and all those other isms, right? That's not what all atheists believe. So let's go with your count so far. Let's see. We have intellectual dishonesty, straw men, willful ignorance to actual science. What else have you got for us?
Now here's what they're going to do. They're just going to modify their theory a little bit and keep on pushing it. As everything is okay. It's always okay. You see, there's never a problem for evolution theory. They just adjust the theory a little bit and keep on going. It's never a problem for evolution theory. Never. There's no problems with evolution theory. We just modify the theory and keep on going.
And that's the greatest thing about the scientific method. And I know this gets talked about a lot. That the scientific method, it's moldable, it's pliable, it's able to change when new evidence arises. Now, for example, in the 5th century or the 3rd century, the Greeks had come up with the idea, basically the forefathers come up with the idea of the atomic theory. Basically all that, hey, there's all really, really tiny invisible particles that are everything. See, science said, okay, that's pretty cool. Let's go with that. Then they started testing things and trying things out, and they started experimenting. And eventually different aspects that people had proposed either was falsified or was proven, shown to be true or accurate. And then we modified and just kept going. And that's why we have the atomic theory that we have now. And that's a theory, just like evolution. And the same thing can be said for gravitational and space-time theory and, the heliocentric, universe, which ended up being wrong, but at least now we understand that the sun is the center of our galaxy, but not the universe. Very basic things could be a really great idea, and we further refine them, and they become more accurate as we get new evidence. But you make it sound like that there's this conspiracy that it's just that evolution can't ever be proven wrong because we can just change up. Oh, but what we mean is evolution means this. Well, no, that's not how that actually works. That's your little pet conspiracy that, if anything that's been changing, it's the creationist theories, how Noah's flood works, how the ice dome around the earth, and all those good fun things that creationists like to change. Science refines and gets better and has a better understanding based on the evidence, and we wouldn't call it, we wouldn't call the evolution just a theory. I mean, we know it's a fact. I mean, any person, even to a person that drives the bug truck that kills all the mosquitoes, can tell you that mosquitoes are evolving because they have to come up with new chemicals. Evolution is the fact. It's the mechanisms behind that are the theory. That's the things that we're trying to explain. I mean, we can see it right in front of us, that things evolve and that change, and the species change over time. This isn't a conspiracy. You're a creetard. Plain and simple. So that's it, folks. This is the Atheist Chef, signing off. Peace!